Print for Pay Hotel members, and we're here for another version of Better Call Art. And today we're here with Neil from P3ID. Say
hey,
hi,
Art.
Neil.
How you doing, Art?
Hey, we're doing well. Glad you could be here with us.
Awesome.
So I wanted to tell everybody today is kind of interesting because as we move forward in sales and solutions and content, I think we need to learn as much as possible when it does come to different types of scanning applications. So Neil, what I invited Neil to chime in and talk about today was cloud scanning applications. So I'm a bit of I'll even admit I'm a beginner, but I want to turn it over to Neil. And Neil, hey, teach us something, please.
Yeah, so Art, it's a pleasure to be with you again. So this is a follow-on conversation. So I have a dual role here. I'm the CEO of P3ID Technologies, which is a commercial ISV building cloud applications and a cloud platform for, like you said, scanning and capture and storage.
Right.
But I'm also, P3ID is a passionate board member of the Twain Working Group. And the Twain Working Group is developing what's called Twain Direct. And I have a few slides just to explain that, just to set the stage and answer a few questions what that is. And then we've made a commercial application using the Twain Direct API. So it's a very exciting development. It's very unique in the industry, and I'll explain this and actually do a live demo and explain some of the value proposition. So if I could do that, let me just go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I gave you control.
Okay.
Awesome.
So just quickly, the evolution of IT in the scanner business is that in the copy machine business, almost all of the devices have been network attached for a long, long time. You have Ethernet and even Wi-Fi, but in document scanners, there's still a lot of USB attached. So what's happening is PC shipments are decreasing and IoT shipments are increasing because the small scanners are now coming Ethernet or Wi-Fi enabled. So this is just the evolution of the document scanner industry. And the reason is that the scanner manufacturers want to decrease costs of their devices by getting rid of touchscreens, getting rid of the bundled software that adds cost to their machines. So basically they're a camera, they produce high quality images, but the Ethernet and the Wi-Fi connector and the 5G eventually, this is the point of what Twain Direct is.
Okay.
So as you probably know, a scanner connected via USB needs a scanner driver. And usually that's a compiled application that you install on your Windows or Linux or Mac system. And it's usually delivered by the scanner manufacturers themselves. So and the Twain Working Group has delivered the Twain driver for a long time. So probably everybody's heard of a Twain driver. You install it to communicate to your scanners and printers, because the software application doesn't communicate directly to the device. There's a driver in between. So what the Twain Working Group has done, we've got a new project. It's about a couple years old, but it's called Twain Direct. So this is where a software application can talk directly to a document scanning device or a multifunction machine if it has Twain Direct embedded. So what this does is eliminates the cost of the PC, the operating system, the antivirus, the labor involved. So so that's what it is, Twain Direct from the software application to the document scanner, okay?
Right.
So this is kind of some of the business value. So what it is what you'll see in a second here. We've created a commercial application, and it starts with Twain Direct at the core of it, but we've had to add a lot of things to it, operational database, secure authentication, workflow, and all these kind of other things. So Twain Direct itself is just a connectivity API. That's what it is. So it allows you to connect to the device, but there's a lot of other things. This kind of gets into it, but when you see the demo, all I've had to do is subscribe to the P3ID Scanbot service. So this usually takes just a couple minutes to subscribe to the service. You obviously need a scanning device that has Twain Direct compatibility, and then you need a software application. So these are the three components that I'm going to be demonstrating in a second. I just wanted to show the architecture. And then last slide here, and then I promise to get to the demo.
Yeah.
So the commercial application we've developed, so it's an application that again uses the Twain Direct API powered by P3ID. It's a centralized scanner control system, and we've added an analytics dashboard, we've added user capabilities and workflow capabilities, and it's basically a zero footprint, thin client scanning application. So you don't have to install any scanner driver. You don't have to install the application software. You don't have to install the capture software. So this means you can get literally up and running in 5 or 10 minutes with fully operational workflows. And also there's green fields for resellers and integrators because you can work in environments like virtual desktop infrastructure or Citrix. Microsoft's coming out with Microsoft Cloud PC. So all these environments where a physically connected device ain't going to work. You need a web service or an API. So,
Really?
so
Okay.
so that's the whole point of the architecture. So that's just my little setup here, and we'll get into the demo. Unless you have any questions, Art.
No, so far so good.
Okay, so what you're going to be seeing here is Scanbot, and Scanbot is like the bullet points say here, is a cost-effective, it's a scanner management utility. So because Twain is universal standard, you could support any manufacturer, whether it be Xerox or Epson or Canon or Fujitsu, they all support Twain. So it's a universal scanner driver and universal model. So it's not only one model or only one manufacturer. So that's really unique. And then it's a centralized workflow kind of control system is the way I like to describe it. Okay, so we have Scanbot as an application that you're going to see. We also have Scanbot for integration partners. We have ISV, well, we have APIs and SDKs. So, so this is what it looks like. So the first thing we did was integrate an enterprise authentication capability. So I'll log in as a user here. And it goes into your Active Directory, your LDAP, or your user base. You can see that people could self-register if you want to. But I'll just log in as a normal user. So it's going out and querying my username, and then it checks in and say, okay, I'm a valid user, got a valid username and password. And then if it didn't, obviously it wouldn't.
Got my name up there already. It had posts up there.
Yeah, exactly. So here's a little dashboard. So you can see I have one model scanner, and you can see I have one online. I'm just a typical normal user here.
Okay.
So, and to use this, so I've got my subscription, I got set up. I went over to my scanner here, and I did a one-time registration with Scanbot. And I'll just show you how easy that is. Oops, I gotta type the right username and password. So once you do that, then all you would do to register it, you go and you see I've registered many times, but I would just press the add button and then add a URL, and you just do it one time. So it's really super easy to register the scanners.
Got it.
So once it's registered, you'll see it available here as a scanner. So you can see this is 100% web-based. I'm in my Chrome, I'm in my Bing browser, or my Explorer, my Mozilla, and so all I do is just press select, and it's going to go and query the scanner. You'll see that it's going to switch from nominal to idle. So the status of the scanner is idle. It went out and said to Twain Cloud or Scanbot, and it said, okay, what's the status of the scanner? It woke it up and it says it's now ready. So all I do is press start session. I could say demo for Art. You can just give it a reference name.
Right.
Press start. This is kind of the start of your workflow. And then the second it creates this session, then it will say, give you a little button here and say start capturing. So although my scanner is only 2 feet from me, it's communicating out to the cloud and then back down to this application here. So you can see that it scanned a full color page,
right,
and it navigated over that at high resolution. And it produced this thing. So now I've got this image, and then what I do is I send it into my document extraction process, so it can automatically use AI and machine learning to extract all the data. And then here's the data out here. If I had to correct something like the invoice number or the date, actually, let's do the date. You can see that it actually gets the date, and then it formats it into the proper format. Right. And then you'd save, and then it can go into your document management system like DocuWare or SharePoint or whatever system you might have. So that's the whole point, Art, is just making this super simple to deploy literally in a couple of minutes and get these fully functional workflows and have all this kind of efficiency that's 100% web-based. I didn't have to install any software. we've had customers that are literally up and running the same day with a 15 scanner deployment with 50 users. So that's the demo. I just wanted to make it super simple, easy, and just show you what you can do with Twain Direct and what you can do with the P3ID Scanbot API or Scanbot system.
Right. So this would be, correct me if I'm wrong, but beneficial where there's, let's say, an attorney's firm, and they've got a bunch of paralegals, and every single paralegal has their own scanner on their desk. And right now they're all locally or network connected, and different. I mean, how does Twain Direct make that easier?
So I just had a beautiful use case. I actually had to do this for myself. So like you said, you can have a scanner on your desk and use this,
right?
But imagine this. I had to file my taxes. I had to do my personal taxes just on the 15th. Then I had to do the business taxes this upcoming 15th.
Right.
So I had to send some documents to my accountant. So I just said, hey, accountant, go log into Scanbot. I'm going to put the documents in my scanner here. And then he pressed a button on his Scanbot and he pulled all those documents into his system.
Oh, wow.
So it wasn't that he had a scanner sitting there. It was that I transferred, well, he pulled in the images from my scanner and I loaded the documents into I kept the physical documents and he had electronic documents. So there's use cases like that in medical,
yeah,
where instead of a intake nurse sitting there, she could be or he could be remote, start a remote session and say, hey, you walked into this clinic, we don't want to get exposed to COVID or whatever. Just drop your forms into the scanner. I'm going to bring them in and admit you.
Could that take the place of fax?
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, traditional faxes, I mean, it's still used in a lot of places, but it can absolutely just do electronic scanning. Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Wow. Yeah. And I guess the other part of that would be that there's a lot of, when you have 30 or maybe 40 scanners in a group, there's a lot of maintenance that goes along with those scanners for updating the software, correct? Or if the software goes down, this Twain Direct eliminates all of that.
You got it right, Art. Because if you got 40 or 50 scanners, you have different driver settings, you have different workflow settings. So you want to centralize these settings and push them out to the scanner. The scanner just is producing an image. That's it. Well, all the workflows and the scanner settings can be on the Twain Cloud or the Scanbot server. And we've had customers exactly do that, right? They didn't want to send in a technician or remote desktop to each desktop and change it from 200 DPI to 300 DPI. And then have all those 40 or 50 scanners. So you change it once and you push it down. It's also, if a scanner goes defective or something, the settings are not on the scanner or on the PC. They're on the server. So you can just take out the bad scanner, send it back for warranty repair, and get a new one, plug it in, and then it inherits all the settings. So it makes, to your point, maintenance and support are a beautiful thing for this kind of architecture.
Or if you want to change change a default feature on your scanners, it would be much easier doing the Twain Direct because you do it once. It applies to all the scanners rather than not having it where the software. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I'm sure it would take a little bit more time with 50 individual scanners.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I used to work at a scanner manufacturer, so that's a problem that we heard often. Is that when I've got 2 or 3, it's not a problem, and they're all in the same vicinity. But if I've got 50 remote workers and I have to remote desktop into their computer at home, 50 times, that's going to take me a week or 2 to get that done. So now, you change it once. Like we've had customers that needed to change from color to black and white or change the resolution. So you change it once, push it down to all the scanners.
Interesting. So why don't you, interesting technology. We should do this again sometime, maybe with a a different demo.
Yeah, we could dig deeper into like the document capture portion of it. That's really interesting because the way that you can capture all kinds of different document types is really cool. Because Scanbots, you know, in Twain Direct get you the image, but what happens to after that? You know, classify it, index it, workflow it. Yeah.
All right, so why don't we set up something in a couple of weeks? And in the meantime, before we close, why don't you, everyone, this is Neil, but let people know how they can reach out to you if they need any additional, you know, help or information.
Yeah, beautiful. We're definitely available, Art. We're easy to find, so you could Google p3idtech.com, or our website is p3idtech.com. I'm available at kneal, Kneal, at p3idtech.com. We're looking for people to kick the tires on this kind of technology and build applications around it.
Right.
So we're definitely engaging. You know, we want we have a program called Technology Adoption Partner Program. So all you do is sign up for TAP, Technology Adoption Partner, and then all you do, and then we'll work with you to get this set up and working in your environment, train your users, and you know, all that we ask is you know, some feedback on this. So we're definitely interested and easy to find.
That's awesome. I appreciate it. And just to let everybody know, P3ID is not a sponsor, but I wanted to bring this to everybody's attention because I think the technology is interesting. I think it's cool, and I think it's got a place that as we salespeople and dealer principals, as we have to move away from printing a little bit, we can look forward to technologies like this to bring to our clients. Correct?
Absolutely. Distributed capture is the future. Yes, sir, Art. Thank you very much.
Awesome. So Neil, everybody, thanks for visiting another version of Better Call Art. And if you like, please subscribe to our show. And I want to thank Neil again, and thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. Take care.
All right. Thank you.